going on, guys? Welcome back to Bowls Deep Fishing. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The weather in Georgia is so beautiful. We can finally see the light in the tunnel. It's starting to get warmer, and today is the first day of spring. Woo! So you know what that means? That pollen's going to start. Them bass going to get fired up. I'm hoping they get fired up for this weekend's tournament on Hartwell. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hopefully get in that top three to take home a check. I'm really looking forward to it. I am so stoked to get back into the tournament season. It's not even funny. But today's video is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, I'm in my office again today, and trying to get some work done and also study up for the big tournament on Hartwell. And because I don't really fish Hartwell. I fished it one time in my whole life, and that was probably for an hour. My father-in-law goes up to Tougaloo State Park and camps, numerous times of the year. And we were up there for a cookout one night and decided to take the old yak out for a little bit and caught some pretty good bass on a blowdown. So really looking forward to it. I have heard a lot of good info that there's some big fish in Hartwell, and I'm hoping I get laid into them. So I'm going to kind of give y'all kind of a little bit of a cheat sheet or really looking into how I'm going to, break down the tournament and how kind of the way I'm going to attack it or aggress it or however my tactical aspect. Let's take it that, or how I'm going to tackle this first tournament, and hopefully the cards are in my favor and I can catch some big old bass. But today I'm going to let y'all see kind of how I got my rod set up and how kind of the way I'm going to go through everything. But really quick funny story is my little redhead, the crazy one. And see I got 3 kids. I got my 10-year-old. She's just my little angel. She is such a sweetheart. Then I got my 2-year-old, or about to be 3, the redhead, who's just balls to the wall and just crazy. And then I got my little one who just turned 1, and he's kind of following in his brother's footsteps, to say at least. But so a couple weeks ago, I kind of before the birthday party came, we had a guy come in and touch up some paint because I didn't have time to do it. And so my son thought it was a great idea that at least we got through the party, but he decided to draw his hands and do a little bit of artwork on our walls. And it just happens to be in my office. You see that right there? Yeah, Mr. Clean scrub brush and wipe didn't take it off, so I got to repaint that wall. But that's just on a side note. That's just my every day something new happens in this house. It's just crazy. Seriously, I should have started a book when the kids were born. I wouldn't be doing this right now. I'll tell you that right now. But anyways, guys, let's just jump right into it. And guys, please, before you watch any more of this video, please pause it, subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell up top, and also please like and share this video and drop a comment in the comment section below and see what you think of it. I greatly appreciate it. It helps me out, helps you out, so on and so forth. I greatly appreciate it if you can just help a brother out. Help a brother out. But so kind of how I'm going to go into this tournament. We got to get there. I think captain's meeting at 6 and we fish till 3. I'm not really sure on times, but that's typically what it is. And I've never really fished Hartwell, and I've been reading some fishing reports, but, it's always this or that, or it's, oh, they're deep, oh, no, they're shallow. Every one you read, it's something different. But, for the most part, they're pretty accurate. So my kind of game plan is I'm going to try to get there early, and we have 2 put-ins, one at 123 Bridge or something. I found one at Stevens County Recreational Ramp or something like that. Then there's Spring Branch. Spring Branch is where the captain's meeting is and the weigh-in is. So there's your 2 put-ins. It's 123 Bridge or Stevens County and Spring Branch. So that's kind of our 2 options. And if I go to Spring Branch, I can hit more docks and, get more into the main part of the lake. And I don't even know if that's the main part of the lake. It's still up north, but it's more vast, I guess you would say. But the 123 Bridge, I have access to get into the Tougaloo River. And so that's kind of going to be my game plan. I'm banking on that these fish are starting to move up since we're having a warmer week. And, we had a warmer week last week. These afternoons are getting warmer, so I'm hoping they're going to start pushing up into that river and some of them big old girls. But on the side note is if they're not pushing up, I'm still going to try to target the bigger largemouth up in the river that are kind of making that their home stomping grounds. So that's kind of my way that I'm going to go. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to try to get there early and actually see, because if the water is real stained and muddy up north, I need to probably, try to go back down to Spring Branch and hit that. But also around 123 where I'm going to be putting in, you got riprap, you got blowdowns that are showing up on Google Maps. You got docks. I mean, you got everything right there that you need. It's just since it's more north and more towards the river, it's just slippery slope if they're going to be that far up. And also if the water's going to be staying, since we've had all this rain and all this weather coming in. So got my fingers crossed, and that's kind of where I'm going to focus that whole day. Yes, I can still slide down if I need to, but I'm really going to focus on that. And my stupid dog is crazy. There's people building houses around me, and my dog just is an idiot. But anyways, so I'm going to be toting 5 rods with me. My first one is going to be kind of in crankbaits all tacked up in it. The first one's going to be this is a 13 Faint Black fishing. It is a 7-1 medium fast, and I just got a little 1/2 ounce spinnerbait on that right now. So hopefully, I'm not a big spinnerbait fan. I know how to throw a spinnerbait. Mainly when I trout fish, I'm throwing a spinnerbait, but it's more of a rooster tail. But I've had some luck bass fishing with a spinnerbait, but like I told you, I'm more of a finesse guy. So that's kind of where I'm going to be focusing. Drop shot, wacky rig, shaky head, Tokyo rig, Ned rig. Those are my jam. And so I'm going to be venturing out, and I'm hoping, depending on the weather and being up north, they're going to be hitting some moving baits, and I'm going to throw up some rocks and around some brush piles and see if I can't land some Mac Daddy bass on this spinnerbait. It's a Strike King. I don't know the exact term for, or the exact style, or whatever you want to say. But so that's kind of what I'm going to be throwing more in the morning time to see if I can get that bite and really get an idea if they hit moving baits or if they're not. Moving on, and I said, 7-1 medium fast Faint Black. This rod, by the way, is phenomenal, guys. I've always wanted to dive into 13 fishing, and this rod right here, it's a Mac Daddy. Literally, I can put anything on this rod, this setup right here, and it's gonna go to work. I actually throw a lot of finesse, so I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try to, if y'all have watched my channel before, when it comes to tournaments, there's already so much going on, trying to find them, trying to catch a fish, trying to measure them. I try to get as much video footage as possible, but it's difficult when you get into tournament fishing, at least for me is, because I don't have a lot of good setup on the video aspect. I'm always having to change batteries, this, that, and other. But if you'll see in some of the video that I'm going to be shooting, that I'm going to mainly focus this. This is kind of be okay. What do they really want today? And I'm definitely going to be throwing that in the morning time. Moving on, and I might throw on a spook, just to see if they're going to hit some topwater action. Obviously, if I see them busting topwater, then yeah, I'll throw something on. But I don't have nothing designated to that right now. Obviously, I can still throw the spinnerbait, my next bait I'm about to show you. But, that's kind of, I'm mainly banking on, since I really don't know how this river, or not this river, but this water is going to be, or this lake's going to be. I'm going to try to go back to roots and stick to what I know. Moving on, since it's that time of year for good old crawfish bait right there. This is a Strike King, again, lipless crawfish crankbait. I am really going to be throwing this a lot. I've had pretty good success on different bodies of water with crankbaits, and just from doing research and looking at where I'm fishing, there's a lot of riprap, there's a lot of brush, there's a lot of docks, and I feel like this is going to be my moneymaker, especially being up closer to the river. You kind of get that crawfish action, and that's kind of my bread and butter. I love river fishing, and so that's kind of, if you get in the lingo where I'm going with this, yes, I'm trying a few more different things in a completely different body of water, but at the same time, I'm kind of doing my research to try to see, okay, where am I going to be fit at home? The style of fishing that I'm fishing at home, how can I implement that up there? So that's definitely going to get a lot of action. I'm going to be throwing this. This will probably never come off this rod and reel today or that day. This is just a 7-foot medium heavy Daiwa rod. It's the Laguna series. It's one of the cheaper series, but it's a great rod. I've had very great success. I love Daiwa stuff. I truly do. But I'm really venturing into the 13 stuff because I really love their products. And then also it's just paired up with a good old Lew's speed spool right there. Yeah, you know, if anyone has a Lew's, they got the speed spool. Speed spool. Moving on. So those are really my moving baits. You know, 2 rods. That's it out of the 5. Next is going to be the more finesse side of it. And guys, yes, I know I can throw different baits and stuff on there, but I hate changing baits. So I try to, you know, mix them up where I'm not having to change baits unless something just completely goes wrong and I can't, they're not hitting on a shaky head because, I mean, y'all know me, that's mainly what I fish. But moving on, this is, you know, before I bring this up right here, I've always wanted to fish this bait and I've just never really been good at it. But living on this golf course pond that I live on, I've really had to try to switch things up a little bit. And this is one thing I switched to, and I've actually learned how it works. And I mean, it's simple as simple it can be. But at the same time, I'm really thrilled that I'm actually starting to gain confidence in this next bait. The good old weighted wacky rig. Yes, you know it. Weighted wacky rig. So this is paired up with a Daiwa Tatula. I think this is 7-foot medium heavy. No, it's 7.3 medium heavy. So yes, I know you can throw finesse type baits on a heavier rod, but you know, you try to stick more towards like a medium type rod. So that's kind of, I have it on this just because, you know, I've had a lot of good success. And I know how to fish this rod because it's, to me, you know, if I don't get that feeling in my hand, then it just doesn't fit right. And I've gained that feeling in this rod. And this is gonna be money shot. I just have a feeling this wacky rig, since I've actually learned how it works and learned how to use this bait, it's gonna be domination this weekend. And obviously you can see green pumpkin. Mainly what I throw is green pumpkin. Something in that ballpark. But and it's just on my Shimano Sahara 2500 series reel. This thing is a beast. And I know this is bad, I have never maintenance this reel, and I've had it for 2.5, 3 years, and I've had no issues with it whatsoever. Sometimes it sticks a little bit, but once you start throwing some line out of it and really, you know, bear down on it, it kind of goes away. But yes, I do need to maintenance all my stuff. But that's basically it. And then also with this, I'm gonna throw on my Tokyo rig and a Texas rig. This is the rod that I'm gonna throw those other baits on because they're a little bit heavier. And then moving on, y'all know me. If you know how I fish or you know what I love, you know I have a shaky head tied on all the time. So this rod is kind of special to me. I've caught a lot of fish on this rod and on this setup right here, this shaky head setup, but mainly this rod and this reel. This is just a Pflueger, well, you know, Bass Pro Shop special for like 60 bucks, but it's lasted, and I'm very pleased with it. This is the rod is the Daiwa Fuego. I think it's 6.8 medium. It's, yeah, 6.8 medium fast. It's got a lot of good action in it. I love the tip action on it. And I've had, like I said, I've had a lot of good success, especially last year when I first started using this type of stuff, or this rod. I had a lot of good success with it. I caught a lot of fish on it. I truly have. And so I'm sticking it to my arsenal. But this rod is kind of a multi-use rod. I can throw any of my finesse baits on it. This is typically the rod that I need to throw those finesse rigs on. But also, I will be throwing on here the good old Ned rig. Because you know good and dang well that if it's tough, you throw a Ned rig, you're going to catch something. Yes, it might be quantity over quality, but I've caught some quality big bass on a Ned rig. So that's, you know, that goes hand in hand with the shaky head, because I've had so much faith, and I mean, ever since it started, man, this is what I learned how to bass fish on, with a shaky head. Then Ned rig popped up into the light, and it's changed the game. But it favors this a lot. So this is going to be Probably I'll have this rod in my hand probably 85% of the day come Saturday. Just because I have so much faith in that bait. Moving on. Last but not least, I will always, since my home lake is Lanier. Excuse me. Whoo! I had some good old Moe's today. Not sponsored by him. And it's tearing me up. But anyways, guys, last but not least, since I live on Lanier, I will always have a drop shot tied on to one of my rods and reels, and mainly specifically this one. This is a old school All-Star, okay? All-Star used to make a killer rod, and they still do, but they went through a phase that I went through 3 All-Star rods, and back-to-back, they're just breaking. So I kind of steered away from, but this has been handed down to me by my grandfather. I guess you would call him my grandfather-in-law, but you know, he's just like my real grandfather. But since I lost mine a while back, but he handed me this, and he knew I needed another good rod, a light action rod, and this will always be my arsenal. 100%. And he's had this for years. I'm telling you, years. I don't even know the date that he's had on it. But it's old, and it's still working. I mean, it punches that clock and it gets to it. But anyways, guys, I just have a drop shot tied on. Green pumpkin again. I will throw a robo worm too. I've had good success with the robo worm. Different colors, mainly the pink and the purple colors. I've had good luck on a drop shot, but mainly, you know, still green pumpkin. I'm dropping that down. I find some deep brush, or I find, you know, them kind of hanging around some structure, and I drop this down, and it's money in the bank. Also dropping around bridges, pylons, fish attractors on West Point, buoy markers, the works, guys. This is gonna. I think this is gonna be a lot of This is going to be used a lot this weekend also, because from what I've heard, Hartwell fishes like Lanier a lot. But also, and I know some people do it, and I just don't know a lot of people that do it, but I also cast a drop shot. Instead of just dropping it down, playing video game all day, I actually cast it out and kind of work it back to me, and I've had great success with that too. So this is going to get a lot of action too. But guys, that's kind of my arsenal right there. I mean, for this tournament. I usually have a 6 rod, but I'm down one right now, waiting on one to come in. But this is gonna get me by. Definitely gonna put the work in and really, you know, really get to work. I'm really banking on going up in the river and throwing that spinnerbait and possibly a swim bait, depending on how far I get up in the river. And then throwing that crankbait, that lipless crankbait. I think that's going to be where the money's at for that day. But guys, I'm completely excited. I'm so thrilled that it's finally here. It's kicking back up. The weather's changing. Tournament season's going full steam ahead. I'm just fired up. I am truly fired up. And yes, I know I do owe y'all a video of my boat setup for the tournament series or tournament season also. So that's coming, probably going to be tomorrow or the next day. But guys, please show me some love. Please subscribe and like my channel. And guys, please go over to Bulls Deep Fishing on Facebook and Bulls Deep Fishing on Instagram. Please like and follow those 2 pages, because those 2 pages will see a lot of the stuff before YouTube will see it. That's just how I work. It's just easier to post to that versus YouTube. And then also, guys, it is Westbrook Wednesday, and I'm going to be posting a video immediately after this about Westbrook Wednesday. But go ahead and get ahead of the game. Go over to westbrooksupplyco.com. Follow the instructions. We are giving away a huge bait pack from Z-Man Baits, and it's going to be killer. It's going to be killer, guys. So go ahead and get your name in the hat. Please like, subscribe to my channel. Share this video. Show it to the world. And if y'all ain't doing nothing Saturday, I'll meet you at the Lake Hartwell, and we'll slay them. Guys, stay classy. Keep them tight lines. Deuces.